name is Gavin Simon, and I am joined today by Steve Banker, the Vice President of the Supply Chain Team here at ARC Advisory Group. Steve, how are you doing today?
I am very good, Gavin.
Steve, we're here today to speak about your new global market analysis of supply chain planning. Can you tell me how many years you've been conducting this study?
I'll give you the exact number, Gavin, but we've been doing it for at least 20 years.
Can you give the audience a little bit of the scope of the market analysis report?
Well, maybe I'll start with a definition. So what supply chain planning does is it's made up of different applications. So one set of applications is demand and inventory. So the demand solution forecasts, how many widgets you're going to have to make in a given period of time, and how many by region and how many by customer. And then you can take that demand signal, and that tells you how much inventory you need and where you need to put it. And then there are also supply planning solutions. And the supply planning solutions create what's called a digital model of the supply chain. They understand how things flow from factories to distribution centers. They understand how long it takes to make a certain product versus another product. And if you marry up the supply solution and the demand solution, you can meet your customer demand with a lower amount of inventory. So the major savings from supply chain planning is reaching higher customer service levels with much less inventory.
Interesting.
As far as the scope, it's a global study, all regions of the world, multiple industries, customers of different sizes. It's a big study. It's a market that's over $1 billion.
Wow. What is that the supplier landscape for this market? And can you talk about and share a little bit of the information about the leaders in this landscape and any upcoming suppliers?
Yeah, so many suppliers, and suppliers have different strengths and weaknesses. But as is the case with many enterprise application markets, Oracle and SAP are leaders. In this market, there are best of breed suppliers that have very rich and deep solutions. And those players are Blue Yonder and Kinaxis. As far as the fast growing, new, more recent entrants to the market, it would be O9 Solutions and Relax Solutions. Both very interesting solutions.
Amazing. What is the key growth or success factors? I mean, to get to the top of the line, what are some of the key growth contributors and what are some of the growth inhibiting factors?
Okay. Well, you mentioned a little while ago, Gavin, that we have 20 years of history. So when we go to forecast this market, the main thing we do is we take that historical growth line, and that becomes our forecast for upcoming years. We might move that line up, we might move it down a little bit, but COVID hasn't affected this market at all. Growth has been solid. All the supply chain disruptions taught companies that they needed to be more agile. When something bad happens, they need to be able to react quicker, and they need to be more resilient. They need to figure out how they can take a punch and keep on punching back.
That was a great analogy. What strategies would you recommend to a buyer of the systems? And are there any key trends or points you would like to share with the audience?
Well, if you're over $1 billion in revenue and you don't have a supply chain planning solution, you're leaving money on the table. But supply chain planning is an interesting application. You need good partners. if you were to put in, for example, a warehouse management system, they have something called hypercare. So right after the warehouse management system goes in, you can print barcode labels or you can't. You can scan or you can't. You know if it's working or if it's not. And hypercare are those service people that are there for several days just to make sure all the bugs get ironed out. When you put in a supply chain, particularly a supply planning solution, it looks like everything's working, but at the end of the month, you expect your customer service to go up and your inventory levels to go down. And if they don't, people stop using the system. So hypercare goes on for a longer period of time. It often means that you have to dig into the model and say, why is it not giving us the results we want? And it's a solution that's more likely to be abandoned than other supply chain solutions. So really a good hands-on systems integrator is really important in this market.
Wow. And once again, if you're interested in this study and finding out some more information about Steve's work and the supply chain team's work, just go to arcweb.com. Thank you so much,